Good morning, welcome to my broadcast. It's just about 9 o'clock AM GMT on the 13th September, Tuesday, the 13th September 2022. So, welcome to my channel, and I'm driving on the F1 2021 game, and I'm already doing an F1 season recap review with my fellow streamer Craig Hawkins 2021. We did our first race last night, Bahrain Grand Prix. So I'm also doing an F2 season review, and I'm also, while there's a gap in the Grand Prix calendar, I'm also doing IndyCar review as well on Project Cars 2. So look out for those. So anyway, this is F2, and basically the first race of the season, the sprint race. Verschoor, the Dutchman, won the race. I'm going to drive as him. Now, during this series of the season review recap, there will be some drivers I can't drive with. So what we'll do is, if the driver who wins isn't on the game, we'll go down to the next available driver that is on the game. Okay. Examples of that are Doohan, who is in this did well this season. He's not on the game, I don't think, anyway. Okay, so if you want to do F2, this is what you do. Let's take it back a little bit and go back to the home screen. So they are. So if you want to do an individual Grand Prix, and you don't want to do team careers and that sort of stuff, or multiplayer, there's your career, single player career and 2-player career mode. There's your solo. There's the breaking point, which is an interesting scenario. Might do that another time. And there's your Grand Prix. Now you want to select F2. I'm going to go for 2021. I'm pretty certain that all the drivers I need are on there. And this Bahrain. As it says, it's an easy track. It's my favourite track in the sense that it's my first ever experience on a car gaming game. Was the F1 2010 edition on Xbox 360. So this is a track I really like. Now, what we'll do is we will go through the teams, and I can confirm who's been in F2 this season, who hasn't, or who's moved on. Because obviously F2, if you win F2, not always, you tend to move straight onto F1. Not every time, but it does help you on your pathway to be a F1 driver. So Prima Racing, first of all, and then we're going to do drivers for sure, so look out for that. Robert Shwartzman, he's a Russian, so I think he started the season. Just check something. No, Shwartzman didn't start the season. He's a Russian, so therefore he was not allowed to drive because of the Russian-Ukraine crisis. I think he might have driven them later on, but anyway. So that's Shwartzman. Let's just go back to that Shwartzman. And Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri, very talented Australian, has moved to McLaren from Alpine, which you can see on his uniform there. He was an Alpine Academy driver. He's moved to McLaren to join Lando Norris. Moving on to UN Virtuosi. Guanyu Zhou is the first Chinese Grand Prix driver this season, so he's not driving F2 anymore. He drives alongside Valtteri Bottas at Alfa Romeo. Drugovich won the title this year, so we will definitely be coming across him a few times. Whether he gets a seat in F1 is debatable. There's a lot of to and fro at the moment in that driver transfer market. Going to Carlin. Dan Ticktum is a Formula 1 E driver, and Deruvula is definitely a F2 driver. Liam Lawson and Yuri Vips, they are drivers in F2. Christian Lundgaard is an IndyCar driver, and Theo Pesciore is definitely a driver this year. He was the runner-up, I think. There is Richard Verschoor, who we're going to drive for, and his teammate is Liam Vincentelli. I don't know if he drove much this season, so we'll come back to MP Motorsport for Verschoor. Charouz, Enzo Fittipaldi and Guilherme Samaia does not drive F2. I'm not sure where he is. Enzo Fittipaldi is the great grandson of Emerson Fittipaldi, the double world champion, the Brazilian. He claimed his titles in 1972 and 1974 in a Lotus car and a McLaren. Enzo also has a brother called Pietro Fittipaldi, who has driven for Haas, I think, in F1, maybe about once or twice. Roy Nissany is a F2 driver definitely this year, and Marcus Armstrong, the New Zealander, is definitely also. Now, Roy Nissany was replaced by Giotto because he had some penalty points for his driving, basically. But he did have a mostly Campos. David Beckman, was in F2 this year, and Beauchamp as well. So Aiken is not in F2 anymore. He has driven F1 occasionally. I'm not sure what he does now. Maybe he does well endurance. Deleda definitely not in F2 this year. Where is it? Yeah, okay. Ben Viscal and Marino Sato. Sato is definitely an F2 driver, and I don't believe Viscal drove very much this year. Certainly didn't start the season anyway. So I've put the top 10 in the actual sprint race on Twitter at SportyPH2, so you can see what happened race wise. And then we got some things to look at. So my AA difficulty is 60. I'm actually going to knock that up to 65. I'm actually going to do it to 70. That's because I'm finding F2 not that hard really, so I'm doing that basically 70. So I'm going to stick to that. So get on. Rules and flags. It's corner cut stringency strict as it is in real life. Won't tinker the weather and time of day, but Bahrain tends to be dry, and at night as well. Weekend structure. There's no practice. There's no qualifying, and we're going to select. Okay, interesting. Feature and sprint. Okay, that's a bit. 2 sprint races and a feature race. Okay, what I'm going to do there is because we'll do the feature race after, we'll just do this one sprint race basically. So yeah, okay, we'll do 25% though, and assist. It's a wireless controller on a PS4, not a steering wheel, so it's medium brake assist, medium traction control, auto for the gearbox, pit assist on, pit release assist on, DRS assist on, and DRS assist on. Start the event. It's a randomised grid, so I don't know where I'm going to be. Now, if you've never driven F2, if you're an experienced F1 gamer or new to car games, then F2 has a lot of things that are good about it.
Welcome to Sakhir and the Bahrain International.
I'll tell you in a minute when. Let's talk about the Sakhir circuit.
Bahrain represents an exceptional 3.36 miles of racing. Lots of opportunities to overtake throughout its 15 corners. Now, this track has a reputation for being brutal on the rear tyres, so keep an eye on how these young drivers manage their rubber. Strategy here could ultimately determine the winner of this race. Davide, you're a 3-time winner around here in 1 week, I believe, back in 2012. How on earth do you make the tyres last around this racetrack? They degrade so quickly.
To be honest, the key to the race is having a good start so you can get your car into a good position. Then save the tire as much as you can, and push just at the end.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Oh dear, I made a right muck up there, didn't I? I'd selected Rino Sato. I was meant to do Versure. Sorry about that. Let's correct that. So yeah, if you've F2 has 4 different reasons why it's good to do. 1, you may never have heard of the drivers, have a clue at how good they are. 2, the constructors, you may have no idea how good they are either. 3, it is one chassis for all that's not upgraded, unlike the F1, so there tends to be closer wheel-to-wheel action, and you keep in the DRS territory a lot easier than you would in F1. And the 4th thing, you have the sprint race, feature race scenario. So let's do that again. We'll do F2. Track is fine, but this is what we need to do. There, MP Motorsports for sure. There you go. That's it. So that's it. 70 AI. Rules and flag strict. And start the event. That's better. Right. This time we will whiz through it. So the sprint feature race, how does that work? Okay, so when you have the qualifying grid, you set the grid. You take the top 10 and you reverse them. Okay, so if you finish first, you go 10th. If you finish second, you go 9th, 3rd, 8th, 4th, 7th, 5th, 5th, 6th, and so on. So that's for the sprint race, and then the feature race, you just have the original qualifying
Hello and welcome from the Bahrain
list.
International Circuit here in Sakir. Down on the here is the grid.
Here we go. Here's the grid over there. So it's pre-division. It's randomised. No idea where he's going to end up for sure. I'm guessing quite a way down though.
Lungard, Porcher, Guilherme Samaya, and Nissani, Dragovic, Escherus, Boschov, Robert Schwartzman, Armstrong, Zendelli, Oscar Piastri, and Versure.
Okay.
Joe, Beckman, Fiscal, and Jack Aitken. Sato, Deleda, Lawson, and Yuri Vips starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So the pit medium's out for me. I guess that's about right. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to do anything with my car setup. I'm just going to get on with it. Right hand side. This is a good place for me. Right hand side on Bahrain Grand Prix. You'll see why. Hang on, sorry, I have to quit again because I've got the wrong laps, haven't I? Okay. That's it. Okay, we'll do it again. Going to start the race on the mediums. Okay, only 6 laps, okay. Did want to get to the right hand side, but left hand side will suit the moment. So the trick is, not just in this Grand Prix, right hand side I can, oh there's a, Enzo Fittipaldi's had quite a crash there. Risky moves, but this is probably the only track I would try them on. 2 seconds.
That move was illegal. Return the position.
2 seconds time penalty. And also got the fastest lap. Maybe 2 laps to go. Maybe I can take a couple on each lap. There's one. There's a bit of traffic there in front of me.
Tire condition is still looking good.
Now we've got the straight. So take on one here. This is what I was saying about the right hand side. This is my favourite form of attack. I would hope to get at least one. Now I'm in chasing the pack now.
Nice work. That brings you up a place.
Now chasing down. Still got that 2 second time penalty. Ooh, ah. Oh. That was a consequence of pushing it too hard. It's really going to the outer limits of the track there, using just inside the track limits on the rumble strips. Got a little buffer to the one behind me. Let's see if we can make up another few places. That's better. That's using the rumble strips really well. See, just inside the track limits there. So Beckman is 3 seconds behind. We only have a 2 second time penalty. And we'll have DRS territory in a minute. Should do.
This is your final lap of the race.
So let's make it a good lap now. A little bit. Let's see if we can get one more. So if you don't want to see them on the podium,
And there you have it, today's winners. Having raised some of the biggest names in F1 to date, Carlin have once again Now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. Jehan Daruvala takes the lead in the Drivers' Championship. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
so there you see the how the points are allocated. Okay, so let's have a look at our lap times. So 2-second time penalty. We were 17th. We started 15th, so we dropped 2 places. 144.838. That's a quick lap. That's a quick lap, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to do this race. I think this is another sprint race. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. So, thank you for watching and following me. Follow me on Twitter at SportyPH2. Motorsport updates, football updates. There's a Champions League this week. And we're going to be doing one of these pretty much every day in the morning. So, we'll move on to Jeddah after this, I think it was. Sometimes the season doesn't quite mirror the F1 season. Yeah, Jeddah was next. 14 races in the F2 season, and the season is finished in terms of the winner, but there's one more to go in Abu Dhabi in a couple of months' time, basically. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you again. Bye bye. Remember this tonight, season recap 2022 F1 Verstappen versus Leclerc. That will be myself, my Twitch PHASTPH, and Craig Hawkins 2021. I have YouTube. I don't know it off by heart. Look at it through my Twitter, please. And my friend Craig August 2021, he has a more advanced YouTube channel than me, so check him out. We'll be on around 11 o'clock tonight, and we'll be doing the Jeddah Grand Prix. Stands 26 points to 6 at the moment. He's got the fastest lap and won Bahrain Grand Prix. I came 6th, I think it was, or something. I forget now. But I got 6 points on the board. So okay, thanks so much. Catch you again. Bye bye.